So I received an email. I'm not going to say from who. That person can, if they want to share, who they are in the chat or in the Facebook group or something like that. But I wanted to read this thing that I received last night from one of the participants. Now, this is a little bit, so if you tend to be reactive to certain, let's say, triggers or stimuli, this may be potentially an opportunity for you to practice your skills and your states and all the things we've been learning, because it does get a little bit morbid potentially. However, that morbidness, again, that's just an adjective that I'm pulling out here, it's part of life. And I think that this, this email that I received, this letter that I received, is a really, it's raw, but it's real, and it relates to the power and the importance of the skills that we're developing here. So the email I received, I'm just going to read it to you guys. I wanted to share my experience with you today because I think it's relevant to what we're doing here. I believe I experienced some trauma in real time, and our tools helped me to handle the situation. Long story short, I took my dog for a walk at 10 a.m. and unfortunately a moving truck did not stop at the crosswalk and ran him over. In real time, I accepted the blood. I accepted how hurt he sounded. I accepted that my dog will likely die today. I also did everything in my power to get him help. Almost instantly, I intentionally focused on getting the information of the truck that was leaving. I maintained this focus on the people around me in the situation when my family arrived. They were in shock and tears. I genuinely believe that my emotional states helped them get out of their own unresourceful states, and at least enough to get my dog to the hospital. The calm after the storm and during the wait, my resourceful emotions came out again, and I experienced what it truly means to lead people out of unresourceful states. As the driver returned to the scene, he did not take ownership over his actions or inaction and tried to blame me and my dog. I gave permission, I permitted him and his behavior by bringing respectfully saying, mistakes happen and right now I only care about my dog staying alive. We waited for the police. After I got home, I non-judgmentally observed that I wasn't in the greatest state to continue my workday, so I took 30 minutes of solitude and wrote. I took ownership over my actions today and the things I could have done / will do when walking my dog in the future. I accepted my fallibilities, my mistake making, and I apologized for my mistakes. I'm now practicing gratitude for my dog's health, appreciation for how fragile life is, and I'm thankful that out of everyone in my family that walks a dog, I am ultimately the one that was holding the leash today because I genuinely believe that I have more than enough resources to deal with this situation. Thankfully, my dog is doing fine after his surgery today and is expected to make a full recovery in the upcoming months. A few minutes of consistent practice a day really paid its dividends today for me and those around me. So I guess this is a detailed thank you letter. Thank you for the tools and the opportunity and encouragement to practice them. So I want to, first of all, thank that person for sharing that. That it's really, what's the word? Like vulnerability, expressing vulnerability, openness, honesty, truth. And I really think that this is an example to us, while yes, it can be more of the dark side of life, that this is part of life. And my belief is that it's those moments. See, it's easy to practice our emotions when we're sitting in the safety of our own home. It's easy. But that is training. That is training and practice for the things that do happen, that are not ideal, that are less than ideal, the setbacks, the letdowns, the mistakes and the accidents and all those sorts of things that happen. Those are the real moments. That's what we're training for. And that's what my hope is for you. And so the tools here, one of the things that we're working towards in future programs is to build up resilience. And what resilience is the ability to bounce back from whatever happens in life, so that when a setback occurs, some people get derailed, off-roaded, sometimes for a long time. And resilience is about having bounce back, that when bad stuff happens, which is inevitable that bad stuff will happen, How quickly can you bounce back and get right back to how you are? And the goal, and the promise and the hope and the target is instant bounce back. I want to just say that again, because this is really important. The target and why we're practicing these things is so no matter what happens to you in your life, no matter what the setback is, that you can develop the inner resources to have instant bounce back from whatever. That's the goal. That's the target. That's the aim, and that's what we're working towards. In these programs, that's one of the targets to deal with the things that happen to us in life. So again, I want to thank that person for sharing that. Take a moment to check in with yourself. Everybody, what state am I in right now? Shake it off if you need to shake that off. Get yourself into your best learning state. Access some joy, some playfulness, some whatever your best learning state is. Take a moment to do that. Joyful learning, focused learning, pleasurable learning, curious learning. And get yourself into your best learning state for today's session.